welcome to Die Schick, everyone's favorite German talk show. As usual, I'm your host, Ingrid. Today we have a very exciting show. We have two very special guests with us today, here to discuss the controversial Berlin Wall. Our first guest, a former Soviet statesman and the current ruler of the Soviet Union, please give a warm welcome to Mikhail Gorbachev.
Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here.
Of course, I love Die Schick.
Doesn't everyone? So, as you know, our topic today is the Berlin Wall. After World War II, a communist dictatorship was set up in East Germany, resulting in a mass migration of unhappy citizens. And by 1961, 1/6 of the East German population had moved to West Germany.
And of course, our great leader at the time, Nikita Khrushchev, could not allow that, so he ordered the building of a 28-mile-long wall throughout Berlin to prevent his people from leaving our great communist empire.
That's very interesting. Now, what security measures have you had to take to maintain the wall for all these years?
Well, it did start as a simple wall, but we had to build a second inner wall in the 70s. It is impenetrable. Built in 1961, it still stands today in 1989 as a great symbol of our security against the poison ideals of the Western world. There are guard towers and alarm-rigged fences. Guards are given the orders to shoot anyone crossing on sight, as well as my personal favorite, a little something I like to call the asparagus bed.
Asparagus bed? Expand on that?
Of course. It is a carpet of carefully laid out steel spikes with their deadly points facing upward. Placed at the base of the fence, they are great for deterring fugitives.
That sounds lovely. Well, thank you very much for being here. Next on Die Schick, we take a look at the Western perspective of the Berlin Wall. But first, a quick commercial break.
Have you ever wanted to own your very own American vintage car to show those poor, oppressed East Germans what it means to be free? Then this is the car for you. For a limited time only, you can purchase your very own 1965 Ford Falcon Squire wagon, a true symbol of the freedom of the Western world. Its glossy paint and wood-paneled sides practically scream freedom. Call 787-492-865-9310 to order yours today before it's too late.
And now for the guest you've all been waiting for. His hit, Looking for Freedom, about the Berlin Wall, was #1 in Germany for 8 weeks earlier this year. Please welcome David Hasselhoff.
Hey!
Welcome, Mr. Hoff.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm glad you could join us. So I'm sure by now you know this is our special show about the Berlin Wall.
Well, of course, I'm very glad to be here to share my insights on the wall.
So how do you feel about the Berlin Wall?
Well, I'm strongly opposed to the wall and feel it should be taken down. My song, Looking for Freedom, clearly shows my opposition to the wall. It describes what the East Germans lost when the wall was put in place and their struggle to find freedom.
Why do you feel so strongly about the wall?
Well, Gorbachev has given the guards along the wall the order to kill anyone trying to escape to West Germany. 133 people have been killed, and I think this is ridiculous. I think this reveals that the communists fear losing power and will do anything to keep it.
So all serious talk aside, I've heard rumors that there's going to be a live performance tonight.
Oh, really now?
One morning in June, some 20 years ago, I was born a rich man's son.
We interrupt this program with some breaking news. We have a live clip of a press conference with Gunter Schabowski with some important information about the Berlin Wall.
So, East Germans will now be able to legally cross the Berlin Wall and travel to the west. I will take your questions now. Yes?
Sir, when will this be effective?
Immediately, I believe.
Did you hear that, folks? Now, in 1989, East German citizens are free to travel over the wall, and it is chaos on the border. Here is a live clip of the Berlin Wall. And now, to a reporter in the field.
And we are live at the Berlin Wall with an escapee. How do you feel now that you have escaped into West Germany?
I feel fantastic. I'm finally free. I can no longer be oppressed by the Communist Party. This is a momentous day, not only for Germany, but for the whole world. After Hungary abolished their wall back in May, I prayed that it would not be long until we were free.
This is truly a triumph of the West over the oppressive Eastern communists. People are now literally destroying the wall by chipping off pieces for themselves.
I had everything that money could buy, but freedom